So this is exactly what we've been talking about. The news for ADA and Cardano are huge right now. Just as people were starting to write it off and talking about it being dead and falling back into a bear market cycle, we got one of the most major pieces of ADA news in history because we got the first official ADA spot ETF filing here in the US by none other than Grayscale, one of the largest institutional players in the space. And what I want to talk about is the potential timeline for this taking place and what type of implication you could actually see in terms of ADA price. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yes, it is official. Grayscale has filed for an ADA spot ETF product. So this is a very big deal because what this shows you is that some of the largest money in the world has interest in ADA, right? The only reason that these products are even filed for in the first place is because there is in fact demand. There are people that are the investors are speaking and saying, hey, we want this product. So now ADA is actually in the discussion with only 3 other assets in crypto, with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with XRP that just had an XRP spot ETF filed for by Grayscale, and obviously now ADA. So this is in fact a very big deal. Now we need to talk about potential timeline. Understand that right now there hasn't been much in terms of changes with the SEC, and the SEC itself needs to be the main, they're the ones that approve these spot ETF products, right? So the underlying asset itself needs to be considered not an unregistered security. And why that is so important is we know that the SEC and their court cases, their ongoing mentions have alleged ADA and other assets to be unregistered securities. Now, what's interesting is this may in fact be shifting in a big way. We may start to see these types of products greenlit in a big way. And obviously with the massive advancements that we've seen from the Cardano ecosystem, the potential in terms of US government integration, the partnerships with enterprises that are coming online, believe it or not, institutional money wants a big piece of ADA. This is why we've seen Grayscale increasing their allocation in several different funds. Their Grayscale X Ethereum fund and their Grayscale Digital Large Cap fund both do have ADA in it. So this is in fact a very big deal. Now, that being said, we are starting to see ADA pump. All right. ADA is doing quite well. Actually, since this news broke, which was, just a few hours ago, we can see that ADA ran from in the 70-cent range now to over 74 cents and looking pretty good. Now, I don't think most people have seen this news yet. And this is the potential of something that can carry into days of momentum. I'm not ready to say that, this is going to be our huge breakout moment. This is where ADA surges back above $1. Understand we're still waiting for this overall breakout in the crypto market. But now this brings ADA into a very different discussion. Again, these mentions of ADA being dead and nothing happening, they're completely squashed. If you thought that, well, guess what? You just messed up. If you dumped ADA at 65 cents, guess what? You just messed up. All right. Now, understand that this is still a road that has to play out, but we are now talking about the potential of billions of dollars. Yes, billions of dollars of institutional money flowing into something like ADA. Understand that this is something that is going to take time. This isn't going to happen instantly. Even when we think about, for example, Bitcoin spot ETFs, they've been around a year now, and they have only seen $42 billion flow into them in totality. All right. Ethereum has only been 6 months, but it's far less, much smaller scale. So I would expect that at least as of right now, this to be a smaller scale than Ethereum, but it's something that as we continue to see Cardano gain traction, it could really magnify what is going on here. Now, we need to start having discussions about potentially even higher prices in terms of ADA. I've very much stuck to my $7 to $15 ADA by the end of this market cycle range. This may double. All right. Now, again, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that. There's still a lot of things that have to come into play for ADA to start seeing those prices. But this just gave us a little bit more traction in this market cycle. This more so puts ADA on par for that, 4, 5, 6% in terms of global dominance of crypto. And why that is in fact so important is this is where we could be talking about 500 billion plus in terms of market cap. All right. Now, I'm not pulling these numbers out of my ass. I've done breakdowns on this before. I'm not going to get too much into that in this video. And this is some very exciting news. Now, what I will say, I almost lost my train of thought, if you guys can't tell. What we may see from here is we are really going to get a gauge of how much institutional interest there is outside of Grayscale. I talked about this in terms of the filing for an XRP spot ETF from Grayscale last week, or 2 weeks ago, and I'd said that in the following week there would be additional filings from other institutional funds, right? Other institutional entities. And now we're going to wait and see. And within the next week, we should have a good idea of whether there are other entities that have interest in a product like this as well. And again, this is something that could really push ADA price in a big way. This is where ADA could in fact be one of the best performers in the early part of 2025. But now we'll just have to wait and see how this all shakes out. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited? Do you think this is huge for ADA price? And does this help ADA and Cardano gain even more traction than it was already getting? So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.